Now I have a very dear friend of mine and a technocrat par excellence, Narayan Raman. Narayan Raman is founder CEO of Taito Software Private Limited. This is a Bangalore-based software products company, and it specializes in software automation products. If you have heard of SahiPro, here is a guy who is the creator of SahiPro to start with. Narayan has about 22 years of experience in industry and holds a B.Tech from IIT Bombay, where he did his bachelor's in chemical engineering. He's going to introduce us to a new tool, TestFlowCharts, a free no-code test automation platform. Over to you, Narayan. Stage is all yours.
Thank you, Raman. Thank you very much. Thanks for. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Narayan, and I'm the author of and the product owner of SahiPro, the productized version of it, and now the new product TestFlowCharts. So today I'm here to present to you about TestFlowCharts and why TestFlowCharts. So what is it? So this is a no-code test automation solution, and we have been in the automation space for quite some time now. We have been working on web automation, then we went on to mobile, desktop, etc. And what we realized was that initially we were skeptical about um, ever producing a good low-code test automation tool or a no-code test automation tool. And seeing the trend of a lot of other vendors actually claiming no-code test automation tools or low-code ones, we weren't so sure that like that is the right way to go. One of the thing was most of these tools were attacking the space of object identification, and maybe like event simulation. So they were using natural language processing to maybe like identify different elements in specific ways, or OCR, or optical character recognition, or they were using image recognition, etc., to identify different things. Uh, but that is not where we saw value. So what we were wondering is like, how can a test automation tool truly be no code? With SahiPro, we had actually reached a fairly good stage with the business driven test automation called BDTA. We were able to actually, so we had started off with a recording playback and to um, out and then being able to invoke them from an Excel-like user interface. And then at BDTA, we flipped it around saying that, you write your test cases in the Excel-like user interface. And then from there, you record the different interactions, etc. So that was a precursor to like a fully no-code test automation solution. So then we were evaluating what is it that we need code around, and there were a bunch of things that came about. One was data that was being passed around in the system. The other was how do you set up preconditions, or how do you ensure that for what you want to test, whatever is needed is already there in the system. So these were two problems we thought were very painful. So that was our initial motivation to actually see, okay, can we solve that problem? So TestFlowCharts has been an experimental project for about like 1 and 2 years or more now, and what has come out is what we want to present today. So what is TestFlowCharts? So it's a visual way of depicting the intention of your application that you're testing. um, it derives via flowcharts. It does that via flowcharts, and we believe that flowcharts are a very nice way of actually expressing the intent of the application. It's something that is easily understandable by everyone, because it is in a visual format, and it is built for automation in the sense that it has all the plumbing that is required to actually enable automation behind it. And because of all this, it's a no code solution. So why would you use test flowcharts? So high visibility. Anybody in who actually looks at the system can figure out where we are in the automation or like the testing of the product. It is easy to maintain, and it's uncomplicated and effortless to implement the automation. So that is something I'll demo it, and because of all these it's fairly scalable. um, so I'm going to show you a demo of what this looks like. So I hope you can see the screen here. Now what we have here is a flowchart which talks about checking out a product, and when we are checking out the product we are applying a coupon on it, and verifying that the cart total is reflecting the coupon. Okay, so how do we go about this? Let's look at these different paths. So this is the checkout path. Okay, now this is how it is written. Say it has a label, and then it has some instruction saying that, we'll ignore this for now. So it says, for this path to actually execute, wherein I'm adding I'm searching for a product, and then adding it to cart, then applying the coupon, and then verifying the total. In this scenario, what are the things that I would need? So I would need a product. For this path to actually function, a product should exist. Okay, this is something I'm specifying here, and then I do a search of the product, and after that we add the product to the cart and view the cart, and based on some conditions, then different things happen. So we say that, okay, should we add a coupon to the cart? No, then just go ahead and verify that the cart total is correct. So you have a price of the product, and we verify that the cart total reflects that price. Then it could be that, okay, we want to add a coupon, we want to take this path. Now in this path we say, okay, do we want to take the path of a coupon existing or non-existing? So a non-existing coupon could look like this. So wherein somebody is just guessing some coupon. So they're saying, okay, let me put A, B, C, D, and see if I get a discount. So if the coupon does not exist and you apply the coupon to the product, then verify that the coupon is not applied. Okay, now this is one path, and like after that also you would see that, okay, this would be a message, and this would actually be the verification of the total, that the coupon has not been applied. So then we go down the other path wherein, okay, the coupon also exists. Now we'll apply the coupon to the product. Now there are two conditions here. So is this coupon was it actually designed for this product? Did we actually create this coupon for this product as an admin? If yes, then sure, like you can apply the product and then you can verify the total. Now there must be a discount applied here. And if not, if the coupon was not for this product but some other product, then also this coupon should not be applied. Okay, and then like it should reflect in the total too, that it is not applied. So I believe this is a fairly visual and easy way of understanding where the system stands and like how the system behaves. Okay. Now let us look at a simple, okay. So for this, we mentioned that, okay, a product should exist here, right? So what test flowcharts does is, when it sees a path like this, it sees, okay, can I find a path where it says the product exists? Okay, so it'll go down this. Okay, here it comes up to the state of like product.exists at the end. So it'll go down this path. Okay, so it'll say, okay, I will create a product at this point. Okay, so it'll automatically match this create product before this. And the next thing it checks is that a coupon exists, if we are taking the coupon path. Okay, so for the coupon to exist, it goes here, and here it says that for a coupon to exist, a product should exist. So it'll ensure that that product exists, and then like it'll go on and create the coupon. Okay, now in this particular case where we say that the coupon dot product is in this, where the coupon product is not equal to the product, when the it's for a different product. So here it will actually say, okay, I want this product which is here, and I want another product to be created on which I'll apply the coupon. Okay, so that like these two products are different. So we need to do all this actually to be able to make all this work. So let's see what this does. So let me pick the simple case of these two. I'll say show paths. Oh, one second. Oh, one second. Sorry, I just like shut down my Eclipse, and that's where the server is. Just a minute. I'll stop sharing. Give me a second, please. Oh, I didn't anticipate that. I just closed off all the applications, thinking that I wouldn't need whichever is not needed. I closed off. So okay, that was scary. Just give me a second, please. I'll come. So it so happens that I wanted to show a couple of features, and we pushed that yesterday. And so it's not not yet on the live server. We'll be pushing that to the live server. By the way, like, app testflowchart.com is available online. App.testflowchart.com, and it has a free version, so people can just like sign up using sign up and then start using it. So here we go. So we have started the server. Let me just check it once, please. Okay, so I'll share it back. I'll start sharing again. Okay, I've been nervous about this presentation because this is the first time we are showing this, and like that was really like that got me. Okay, here we go. So I say show paths. So what it shows me is for the first path, wherein like we are just doing an where there is no, we don't want to add a coupon. So it says that for this path we need to create an admin, which actually does nothing here, and then create a product, then checkout, because it doesn't need any coupon here. So and we also see that like at this point we have set a data for this. It's saying if the product dot price is 100, then the cart subtotal and total should be 100 too. Okay, so these are things that we have defined in this. Now uh, now let's pick another path, and this path is actually where the coupon exists, and sorry, the coupon does not exist, and we are applying some coupon and it should not be applied. So let's look at that. So if we were to look at the common path of it, again it's just saying like, okay, create the admin, create a product, and then check out. But like we're actually doing apply coupon to product and then verify coupon not applied here. In the previous case, in the previous path, we didn't do that. So all this is automatically being picked up based on the path. So it is actually telling you all the things that you need to and all the actions that are being performed here. And here is the data associated with it. So in this case, again, like the price and the totals and the subtotals are all the same. Now let's look at another case where the product is where we have a coupon, but that coupon is for another product. So let's look at this combo path that it shows. Okay, so it says that, okay, create the admin, create a product. Okay, so this is the product that it will be creating with ID 0. Okay, and then create a coupon. Okay, and then this coupon is for product 0. So you see that this it says product 0 here, and it points to this ID. And then we say create another product. Okay, so here again it's creating another product, but there is no coupon associated with this. And then we do a checkout. Okay, so here what is happening is, in this checkout, this coupon, which actually belongs to product 0, is being applied on product 1. So TestFlowCharts has decided that, okay, these are the paths that I need to take a prior to be able to satisfy this particular flow. Okay, so it does that, and like we see that in the data that we look at. So again, like we give some percentage, etc., but we see that still it is not applied. That subtotal and the total still remain without any discount. And there's one last path that is left, which is where the product is for the coupon, and then we are verifying that it is applied. So here we go. So we see that it creates a product and creates a coupon, and it checks it out with the same coupon and the product. So in that case, the actual thing is applied, and the data for this is um, so this cart total is 90, the subtotal is 100. The discount of 10% is being applied here. Of course, we can add more rows of these and execute it more. Um, so this is how the definition of the path and the data has been given. So we haven't talked anywhere about the automation itself, or um, what is it underneath that is going to happen. But what we have figured out is, if I were a manual tester, this is what I would go about doing, and this is the data on which I'll verify my things. Okay. um, so now, what are all these things here, right? So let's look at that. So let me take a path again and look at this. So here we're saying create the admin and then create a product. So let's look at just mm, so let's look at the create product path and then compare it to what this shows. So this is the create product path. When it says that the admin should exist, so it went ahead and created an admin. For the create product, it has an instruction. So the ones in orange, let me just okay. So if you look at this, the where the boundary is orange, it's actually called an action node. Okay, where it is double lines, it is called a condition or a precondition node, and where it is a single line, it is called a assertion or an outcome node. Okay, so so here we are doing something like, if you are familiar with behavior driven development, BDD, you would look at it something like given an admin exists and the admin is logged in. And that the product it does not exist yet, create the product, after which the outcome, when you create the product, then the product starts existing, and assert that the product has been created by an action. Okay, so this is what this particular path says. So but when it is actually conjoined with using test flow charts, right? So it actually says, um, you know uh, when you want to navigate from the base to login admin screen, because at this point it needs a login. Okay, and then login as admin. Okay, so this actually forces it to do a login as admin, and then it goes on to do a create product, which is what we have actually mentioned in this, and then assert that the product created. And then after that, because this particular checkout path actually needs that the login admin should be none, which means that there should be no admin logged in, because checkout would be messed up if you do that. So this one says that, okay, navigate from the logged in admin to the logout admin screen and then log it out. Okay, and then you search for the product and do other things. So with this login, this command, we are managing the logins, because a browser is normally when you want a test case to be run, you may want to run it on a single browser, in the sense that you want to log out as admin, log in as a user, and do further things. It is also possible to do it in two separate um, separate windows, in which case this login admin thing will be slightly differently managed. So it could be a parameter to this to test flowchart, saying that I want it in a single window or multiple windows, and based on that it'll change it. So here in this case, it assumes that it's only one window, and since only one user can be logged in, it manages the login logout automatically. Okay, now you see these let's look at the create product. You see these tick marks here. If this particular method was not or this keyword was not implemented, it would show up as a plus. But let's click on this and see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the actual implementation of it. Okay, so here it says that click the link catalog, and then click the link products, and then do something, set the value of a name field to the product name, etc. So this gives you all the steps that are being performed. So if you were to look at this particular step, it shows that, okay, we are doing a set value action on this element. Okay, so where is this element? It is this element. Okay, name input, and that element is actually this, whatever is given here. Okay, and the value it is going to use is from the product dot name. Okay, so the product itself. So we have, so when we actually said create product here, so create hash product, the hash product becomes an entity in the system. Okay, and you actually start associating various attributes with those entities. So for example, here, like if I were to actually edit this product and see, you see that, okay, they have the product entity has these attributes: name, meta, model, etc. And against this name there are these UI elements that are being stored. Okay, so there are these, like, text box, product description, etc., etc. Okay, product name, and so it has these UI element identifiers here. And you can identify them easily by doing a control hover on the browser and like getting it here. I'll show that in a while. Okay, now, um, okay, so these are the different elements associated with these with this particular product dot name. And then there is a generator for this, which says, okay, so when you are actually using this name and whenever you want to fill a form, use this generator, which is kind of, it's a text generator in this case. It uses a prefix, which could be anything, and then it adds, like, some random characters, so that like the output looks like something like this. So this is what it will enter um, into the application. And because we want it to be easily repeatable, it will always add it's not unique right now, it's a random thing. We can make it unique, but these random characters will be added so that it can be rerun again and again. So similarly, like, so each element has some UI elements, and then, like, some valid data generator, and then some invalid data for it. Okay, so it's a slight step back. Okay, so let us look at like what this application looks like. Okay. So I'm going to open the browser. Okay, now, this opens up the test application that I'm talking about. Okay, now this is the application. This is an open cart application. It's a free open source application that is available. Okay, so now, how did TestFlowCharts actually open this browser? So basically, um, TestFlowCharts integrates with what is called the TFC engine. Okay, so the TFC engine is something that you can download from here and then install it on your machine. It is built on the SahiPro platform, so it has all the goodness of the SahiPro test automation part. Okay, so it is a leaner, meaner thing, which actually just interacts with testflowcharts.com itself. Okay, now, once you install it and you give it some parameters, so normally, like, if you were to sign up, you would see a product key here. You can just like put that when you're installing TFC engine, and it will allow you to use it. Okay, so here we are. So when we open a browser, it'll launch that particular browser with that particular URL that we have specified there. Okay, now, um, we were talking about what are these different elements, etc. here, right? So, like, let's look at this. So this is where we would register. Okay, and this is the first name field here and the last name field here, etc. So let us look at this. In this UI, this first name field is always associated with the user's first name, in the sense that you wouldn't use this field for any other attribute. So most UI elements on, like, are either bound to data or are data agnostic. For example, this logout link, if there was a logout link here, that is data agnostic. If there is a continue button here for registration, it's data agnostic. But if it is a first name field, it is actually particular to a particular instance of a user. Okay, similarly, all these are like data bound, these are not. Okay, and then if I were to just click continue here, okay, so it shows up error messages against each one of them. Now this error message, whatever this container is where this error message shows, is actually bound to this user data, in the sense that it's bound to the first name. So this error message will not come for, like, let's say, email. It will come for the first name only. Now, it is possible that multiple elements have only one error element, or each element has its own error element. In this case, each element has its own error UI element. So when we are actually saying this is the username, so the user's name, so the UI elements are, name, input, etc., etc. These are there, and then for each one of these there will also be an error element. So any freeform text that is input into a system, all those freeform fields will also have an error display element. Okay, as I said before, that error display element could be just one for all of them, or it could be individually available for each one of them. So based on that, we actually would populate this UI error element also here with that particular element name. And also, for different invalid data, we would have different error messages that show up. So we would populate that here, and this again is bound to this username only. It is not bound to let's say age. These error messages are pertinent to the username, so we keep them all together here. Okay, so this is a data centric elements and data and other things. These belong to entities, and you also have other things like um, screens. So for example, we talked about a login admin screen to log out. So here, like or like let's say so admin navigation part. So this is these are screens that we determine, like we specify, and in this we have we store the data agnostic elements. So they could be like put into different screens. So that is the classification of the data. So for anybody who's actually like figuring out, hey, you know what, for my application, what is the for a username, what are the different validations that need to be done? So this is not an automation problem, this is a business problem. So to understand, hey, you know what is valid input and what is not valid input, so this should be known to anybody who uses the system, even an end user, right? So it is fairly easy to figure that out. Now the only tricky part there is, what are the user elements there, and how do we actually go about figuring out where is an entity, where is the screen, where do we store it, etc. Okay, so we'll come to that. Okay, so I'm going to like just like let this whole thing run. So we saw that okay, we have these login management things, these precondition related conditions. There are these this is called a screen. Okay, so it forces that this path will it'll take you to coupon form and then only proceed. So this is a screen action. Okay, and then there are these outcomes which determine how these paths will be interlinked. Okay, so let us actually see this all in action. So I'm gonna like just run it all. Okay, so this may take a few seconds, a minute or two, I think. Like, let's see. Okay, 12:27 is the time. So you see that, like, okay, nothing is visible. Okay, now I'm gonna uh, make it F11 down. Okay, so you see that here these are the different browsers. Like, there are 4 browsers executing in parallel right now. Okay, and they are executing the test that we are running. Our currently our reporting does not pull back all these reports and then show it in the UI, but like that is coming up in the like in a very near version. So for now, like, we can actually see the reports here. Okay, and we see that these scripts are running right now. Okay, so there are 4 scripts running right now. We note that we didn't write any scripts, these were all like auto created and they are executing. Okay, and eventually, like, some of them will finish and then like some of them will close. So yeah, so you see them all running in parallel here, right? So one of them finished, and so that's going on. Okay, meanwhile, let me show you, like, the so the path summary actually shows that, okay, what is being executed. There are these, like, 7 paths here, 0 to 6, and you can, like, click on it to see which path it is, etc. Okay, so this is the path, and like, when you open it, it also shows up this path, whatever it takes. So anyway, so basically, like, you can figure out like which paths are which, etc. Okay, so these 7 paths, 0 to 6, are being run right now, and this is what is happening right now. Okay, so the 4 are finished, and then like some more will start now and then start executing. Okay, okay, now the next thing I would like to show is how do we actually create these flowcharts, right? So this was a pre-created one, so how do we go about creating it? So let me go here, and I'll create a new one. Okay, let's see if they've finished. Yeah, so those 7 scripts have finished. Okay, that we ran, and this is what the report looks like. So what we will do is eventually we'll pull that all back, and show it in this UI itself, and you will be able to pinpoint, okay, in this whole execution, which at what point of that flowchart did the failure happen and what was the cause of the failure. You should be able to see that from there itself. You don't need to actually go and look elsewhere. And also there are a bunch of other things that we can show on that. One is to say, okay, um, has this path been executed this time? Okay, another is to say, has this path been implemented? And we can also add weights, etc., to these different paths, so to say that, okay, this is of high priority, this is of low priority, etc. And even ask TestFlowChart to figure out, okay, give me the paths which go through all the high priority ones and just execute those ones. Okay, or like, tell me, like, in these high priority ones, which ones are actually, like, which ones are failing and which ones are passing, and what is the overall percentage. So it is all visualizable from that user interface itself. It is not yet done, so we'll be like doing that soon. Okay, so here we are, like, so we created a new project, and then I'm clicking on create new for a new chart. So what I'm was first user as my as the flow. So it's, so I can actually add a node and say, hey, I want a label. Okay, let's say register user, and I can add a node saying condition hash user dot this. Okay, and then say add node action. So I'm actually say, you know what, hey, I should be in the on the registration screen. This is a, I say that, okay, I should be on the registration screen, and condition could be that, um, then register as user. It will be an outcome. Okay, so it didn't like it that, I put it in a condition, so it's saying that there is a problem, so I'll just convert it to action because it's not a condition. Okay, and then I'll add a node saying I want a um, outcome that hash user dot exists equal to true, and add a node of outcome saying verify. Okay, so this would be something I create. There is only one problem that, it says that, the user should exist, which is actually wrong. So I'll flip this condition saying, yeah, the user should not exist, and this is what it should be. So let's actually, like, show paths, and like this is what it is. It says that, okay, navigate from the base to registration. I'll need to implement this. Register user needs to be implemented. Verify user created needs to be implemented. Okay, now I'm gonna like add something in between, so I can, like, you see like how I move around, right? Like, so I can undo, redo, I can shift click to actually select whatever is beneath and then move it. I can insert a node between to actually say, okay, add node, sorry, add node, I want an action saying confirm registration. I know that, like, I need something in that, so this is, I've seen the application, so I know that. So here we go. Okay, um, okay, how much time do I have? Okay, 10 more minutes. So now we'll go ahead and implement this. Okay, so let's say we want to do navigate from base to registration. Okay, so we open this and click here. Okay, we say we'll open a browser, and we will start record. Okay, and we're gonna do click this and then click register. So that's how you move from the base to the registration. So you see that this has been recorded. So I'll save this keyword. Okay, so I'll move to the next one. Okay, okay, so it said that, okay, for register user, a user entity needs to be created. It asked me to create it. I did that. Okay, and then I'm gonna record this again. So here, I'm gonna put and yeah, am I recording it? Yes, I'm recording it. So I reached up to this point. I'll save this keyword, and then I'll stop this. Then go to the next one, which is actually confirm registration. So this is what it is. I'll record this. and I'll save this keyword. And after that, I want to verify that this logout link assert verification, right? So verify user created. So in this, I'm just going to check that there's this logout link exists. Okay, so I want to add a step. I'll say this is an assertion, so it can't be recorded. So I'll say assert exists. Okay, and I need an element here. So let's figure out like what is that element. So I'm going to do inspect this element. Okay, and I'm going to control hover on the logout link. So when I see that, like, it shows me the element that I want, I'll put this here. Okay, and that, like, I'm just checking that logout link exists. Okay, um, and I add this. So this is the assertion that we added. Okay, so here we are. So we basically, like, recorded the whole thing. Okay, and now let's I'll save this and start. I'll traverse back. Okay, to register user. Now in this, we want repeatability. We just, like, actually recorded the sequence and we registered my Dhoni into the system. Now if we were to rerun it, it's going to fail because Dhoni is already registered with us, right? So what we're going to do is, we want to do a quick extract. Okay, so we'll do quick extract. And quick extract allows you to actually put associate what we have recorded into entities and screens. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to do first name. Okay, email. I'm just giving it, these are the entities that are there. So and I'm going to extract it. Okay, so I've extracted them. So what it did was, it actually, like, pulled out all those elements into the user element, user entity, and this is what I showed you initially, and it has put it here and added that UI element as one of the UI elements. It has given some defaults. It gave a UI element name saying that it's first name input, etc. And it also added, it said, okay, this is a prefix. I'll add some extra characters also around it so that, like, it is repeatable. And for the email, what we have done is, like, uh, so for that to be repeatable, we actually say that, add a timestamp to it. So it will do my.dhoni plus some, like, timestamp at example.com, so that, the system thinks that it's a new email. Okay, so this is what we have done. And, like, for password, we entered it twice, so you'll see that, both those password fields are stored here, right? So they are associated with the same entity attribute, but it is stored in two different places. So we'll save this entity, like, save the keyword. I'm not, like, extracting out. So okay, what else could you do? We could also do these radio checkbox, etc. We could actually move it off into this registration um, screen. Okay, so because these belong to the registration screen. Okay, so it says, like, okay, it said, okay, I'll create the registration and moved it there. So if I look here now, in the registration, all three have come. Okay, so let me save this keyword. Okay, and close this. And what we'll do is, okay, by the way, like, if I had wanted to implement this particular confirm registration afresh, okay, so I could have actually done, like, run till here. Okay, and it would execute the previous steps that which will bring me up to this point. Okay, so let the browser come into focus and then it'll do that. So it'll do the, come up to that point, like, do the things, and then, like, wait for you to do the next things. So now I can again, like, start the recording and then, like, record this part. Now let me actually run it fully, instead of doing piecemeal. I'll do a full run. Okay,
While it is running, Narayan, there are a lot of questions, so we
okay,
will have any time.
sure,
Uh,
okay. Okay, I'll just, like, cover one other thing. Okay, just give me 1 second, please. Okay, and then, like,
sure, sure,
I'm open
no
to
worries.
questions. So that's it. Like, it ran, right? So one other thing that I want to show was, it does validations also automatically. So what that means is, if you actually have the same register user thing that we just did, and I show the paths and then, like, view the user. I have added some validations here saying invalid data. If I put it as blank, it should, this error message should show up. If I give a very big value, then also this error message should show. And I also like identified that element, as to like what that element is here, the error element. And what we can do is, if I were to say run validations here, it'll actually execute only the validations that are applicable in that particular step. It'll do all the preconditions and then come up to that particular form and then pick all the validations and run them against it. So that is what it does. Okay, so I'm like open to questions now then. And that's all I wanted to show you. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Uh, Lots of them. Does it support parallel execution? All paths can be executed parallelly. That's a
Yeah, as
question.
in depends on like how your application is, but yeah, it's possible. Technology wise it's possible, your application may limit it, but like mostly yes.
Then there another one is how it is different from path testing in software engineering.
uh I have no idea.
Okay, I think if it is path testing about the code, then whatever I have seen in the tool is it is more about the behavioral model rather than the going to the code level. Is that correct, Narayan?
This is functional testing of the user
Yeah,
interface.
this is functional testing. So that is what I'm saying. It is very much, creating the model of the behavior of the system rather than
Correct,
going
correct,
into the
correct.
code. Part testing is generally very much associated with the code.
Sure.
Okay. Uh, how easy or tough is the maintenance of test flow charts? That's from
it's
Kaushik.
it's super easy in the sense that it allows you to get, okay, the logs give you like where things are failing. You can go up to that point, and then like when you want to re-add something, you just record that step. Like you can run till here and then record that step, quick extract, and it is there. Like you don't have to do anything else in that. It's very very easy.
It is like, asking someone who is the creator of the tool, is the tool good or not? Obviously, Narayan will say it is good. Come on, guys.
No, 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 I'm very honest, it's very good.
No, no, no. See, you are my friend. I can pull your leg a little.
Yes.
I cannot do it with everybody else. Okay. Will it support rich controls like Telerik, Silverlight, WPF, etc., etc.? Asked by Adinath.
Sure. So the thing is, right now, okay, the current version of TFC, right, like TestFlowCharts, is actually on the web. Okay, it's for the web, but our SahiPro tool supports all those technologies. SahiPro actually works on browsers, Windows desktop applications, Java applications, SAP GUI, mobile applications, and all that. So we just need to like pull in those bits also into the system, and we'll be able to automate all of that.
I think that also answers us the next question from Kiran, which says, "Can TFC work with mobile applications?" I
Yes.
think that that covers
Not
what we
not
said.
today, but eventually, yes.
Yes, so that covers the question asked by Nidhi as well. Can this tool replace traditional test automation using Selenium WebDriver? And that also, forces me to ask you, what about the SahiPro then? Okay.
Okay. Okay, definitely yes. Okay, so this is okay. If this pans out well, and like I believe it has fairly well done well now, and it like a little more, definitely it can replace like most automation. Okay, so the way people have been doing GUI automation, this can be it'll like it'll solve all those problems that people are facing, and like it'll you can replace this tool, whatever your process are where with this tool. Having said that, and with SahiPro itself, I think this is a good successor to SahiPro. So we see that as a, you know um, whoever has been using SahiPro in the traditional way may not be able to jump to this because there is a big paradigm shift. But like people who actually like want to start afresh, they can actually start with TestFlowCharts.
Okay, one last. What is the purpose behind designing, developing this tool? I'm just taking the half of it. Rest of the questions, you all can ask Narayan offline. This is the last question. What is the purpose behind designing or developing this tool?
A lot of time is wasted doing the traditional way of test automation. This actually solves a lot of problem. It's very easy, and it's like and it's a productized version of like what people have been doing, writing their own thing. And it's a next step. It saves you time as a product owner, or somebody who's your testing team can deliver much faster with tools like this.
Okay, I'm afraid this is the all time I have for asking all the questions. Of course, you can ask Narayan about all the questions offline. He is around, and I'm sure that he'll be pretty happy to answer all your queries. whatever they are. Okay. Thank you very much, Narayan. This
Thank you
looks
very
very
much. Thank you,
fascinating.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.